Okay, well, we should be live. With any luck, or not, we'll consider ourselves unlucky and play anyway. So we will have an oak showing up hopefully soon. But until then, for our second edition, we have made the transition from first to second edition Dungeons and Dragons. This will be the second show of that. The first one is already on YouTube as backup. I think it's still on my Twitch backlog list if you want to look at it there. We are still playing in Greyhawk. And Richard, tell us about the new character that you're playing.
Hi there, I'm Richard, and I am playing Arvin, family name Tarklu, and they are a wild mage. I believe everything was done by, I don't know, aliens.
Aliens? Maybe aliens? Was it aliens?
Maybe aliens, maybe ancients, I don't know. Depends what else is in this world.
All right. Dion, tell us about your character.
I'm playing Odessa, also known as Odie. No family name. And they are a level 3 fighter. A peasant hero variant.
You're very proud of that. Big fish in a little pond. Well, now you're in a much larger pond, you peasant hero.
I'm ready.
The peasant part is accentuated more than the hero part outside of your town. Peasant. Bill, who you got?
Well, first I've got an unmute button. I am Father Cedric. He is a 3rd level human cleric, and I have not decided upon my deity yet.
He's in that exploration phase where he's still filling out his spirituality, but somehow he still gets spells.
Yeah.
It's just
cool.
One of those things. Yes. With any luck, Oak will join us here after a little bit. He is dealing with some family things, but should hop in. So in our last adventure, folks, you were finishing off a mission where you were bringing payment for a load of weaponry. It surprisingly went off without a hitch. You made your payment. Everything looked good on your end, and you were about to just head off and enjoy the comforts of the local inn. Unfortunately, on your way, the little mage that was there to verify your gold, to verify that everything was on the up and up, was being attacked in the alleys of the streets between the bar you were leaving and the inn you were heading to. So you have rescued him and hastily made away before the local police could come and arrest everyone, which is the most likely outcome, as this town that you're in is kind of well known to be, well, it's a town of ill repute with a bunch of scum and villainy. Yeah. So now you are at the end having some more beers as Malin, could be a half elf, could be a full elf. It's kind of hard to tell. Actually, he's a little bit the worse for the whaler. But he's telling you a little bit about what else he's doing here. He was hired to verify the contents of the chest. That was kind of a minor detail. He is actually working for the mage Karistan, who is in search for some blades, some mystical blades in the area. He's pretty sure that he knows the location of one of them, a second one. He's got kind of the general area. And Malin needs some help. He's not quite an adventurer. He needs to get back to report to his master Karistan. Along the way, he would like to look into some information of where one of the blades is potentially going to be. And as he pointed out, he's not laden with a great deal of money, but his master, Karistan, would surely make it worth your time if you were to escort him. Yes, it's an escort quest. Along the way. Into the Bluff Hills, you have kind of a rough map, which is Let me share it with you guys. If I can figure out how to share.
The wolves are out.
Oh, that's right. I can't do it in zoomed out. I have to zoom in and then hit sharing and share. There. Did that just pop up for you guys?
Yeah, I kind of
That's a
zoomed
tiny,
in
tiny
a
map.
lot though, huh?
It's a cute little map.
So this is kind of just a hand drawn that he has. You're going to be heading towards White Fang Bay. The city that you're in, Rook Roos, is kind of actually off the map. It's down here below the Bluff Hills. And there's a number of routes that you can take. I mean, there is a trail that has you going overland, but you can also take the river a fair amount of the way as well. And let me share another map with you, actually. This map you folks are going to be more acquainted with. Let's see here. This one. No, that's not it. Yes, let me. Buddy, go. Hey. My dog also wishes to role play. He wishes to be the hound. All right, there we go. Okay, so you guys should have a color map now.
Yes.
Okay, so on this map, you guys are at Rook Roost at the bottom left, at the convergence of the two rivers down there. I think there's a way to ping on this, but for the life of me, I am unprepared. Stream. We've had some time off. I've had a lot of stuff going on, and I have forgot the fact that we were using Fantasy Grounds now. So I hastily threw some things up in here, and I've not had the chance to really go over how everything works in this. So yeah, bear with me, folks. Bear with me.
I thought it was just your dog.
What's that?
I thought it was just your dog. I didn't think you had a bear with you.
Oh, well, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Boo! Tomato, tomato, tomato.
I will zoom
At
it
least
up
some of the
on
audience
the
is with
screen.
me.
So Rook Roost is where you guys are right now. And you can go overland, but you can also take this river. If you take the river... there's various places you could stop along the way, and his master's house is up here at the bay. So kind of up to you. He's not sure what would be better, although he's fairly certain that the rogues that tried to take him out in the street that you saved him from know what his quest is. And likely their fellows might be along the trail back to his master's. So perhaps not using the most likely route, the overland trail, might be better. But he's open to suggestions from the folks that are going to be hired to protect him along the way.
Oh, who are those?
Yeah, who are
Us.
those
Is
people?
that us?
Yeah,
Oh.
us.
I mean, the first question I guess I would ask is, who knows how to use a boat or swim? Anybody here?
Alan will say, well, surely we can hire a boat with a captain and a crew. We should just be able to be in relative luxury alongst the way. Oh, I bet those things cost money, though, don't they?
Yes.
Oh, that might be a small problem. I have a small amount of gold that I can use for this expedition, but very, very little. I'm afraid my master will need to compensate you on the other end. In the meantime, what are your suggestions?
Maybe we
I mean,
should
a
take
boat
the
sounds
river.
good, but I've got like a hobbit level of skill with boats. You know, and just not a brandy buck either. So I'm just not.
Oh,
Sounds
nobody
good.
has boats. Could we hire a boat, like someone to drive us? Or...
I have enough funds to a small boat, perhaps, with a small crew. Nothing luxurious, I'm afraid. Nothing with cabins.
Hmm.
May be called upon to do some of the more strenuous acts upon the boat for the meager fare I'd be able to pay.
And that would be coming out of your share, right? Not out of our.
Oh, of course, of
Okay.
course.
Oh, good. You know, just checking.
So he marks out on the map. So by the land, it's about 240 miles to reach the marked spot where I believe the information about the one blade is marked. I do want to stop there first to make sure the information is good before I bring it to my master, and perhaps, if possible, to retrieve the blade. The river route is about a 100-mile cross-country trek. To Marseeker, and then about a 2-day river boat journey to Narleon. And then from there, a mere 55 miles to the location.
I don't know where any of those things are that you're talking about on this map.
You let us
Is
go
it
back
towards
to
the
other map.
north? It's like up towards the mountains, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me get this other map on here, and
I don't think it's on the other map either.
okay, there we go. So, let me find where he's talking about. I gotta reference my GM's copy of the map. Yeah, so the place that he wants to go is. Why did they do it this way?
For
I'm
ease.
sorry, yeah. There's the maps are not coinciding very well in the module. So let's see. Let me figure this for a second. Again, sorry. I was not prepared. Should have been more prepared for tonight. Let's see. Screenshot. That's not it. Yeah, the bigger map. Oh, that's much more. Okay. All right. So if you go to the color map, which you guys should still be able to access now and you're under your images,
Yes.
again, you guys are at Rook Roost here. Marseeker is basically directly across at the bend of the river, and that's where you would take a boat going this direction. The cave that he's talking about is right here, the Shadow Caverns that he wants to check on first. I don't know how to point, but I'm moving my little arrow around there.
You mean like that sort of?
Yeah. Hey, look at that. Yes, exactly. So
Woo!
right up there. And then eventually he wants to get up here where his master's home is to report, which is in the White Fang Bay. So directly north from there.
That's a long way.
It is.
All right.
It is indeed.
So
And
I mean, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, why don't we just go for it? I guess.
Yeah. So overland, the direct
so.
route is just going straight through to the hills, and then you can just bypass the water completely. The water will shorten the trip a little bit, but it does include having to hire a boat, or some of you having some skills with using boats. So kind of up to you.
I think we should go for it. I'm not scared about a couple of bandits.
What about more than a couple of bandits?
We can handle it.
All right.
You know what? My Bluetooth speaker dropped. I did not hear the last little bit. So what were you
Doesn't
saying?
matter. It's
I said I'm
complete
not
rubbish.
scared of a couple of bandits. I think we can handle it. So I think we should just go the direct route.
Just overland?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
Oh yeah.
I think maybe like the shadow caverns, maybe like avoid going through the hills until the last possible chance.
Yeah.
then
That's what he would suggest was skirting around.
Maybe, yeah, and avoiding the forest.
Mhm. Yeah. So this is in the Bandit Kingdoms here. So this is a fairly lawless area as well.
Hmm.
Something else to look out for.
Is there anything? Is there like a writ of passage that we can get from
That
bandits?
all the bandits would say, "Oh, you got a writ."
They
Well,
might be an
obviously
organized
we can't
collective
rob
for all
you.
I know. I don't know.
No, unfortunately, it is not an organized crime environment.
Yeah, all right. Well,
Oh, wait, we can't shake these ones down, boys. They got a writ. Says right here, can't rob them. Gotta let them go.
yeah, maybe. All right. Well, do we have horses? Can we get horses? Can you pay for horses?
Oh, of course. It's quite late. Why don't I pay for rooms here? Get a good night's sleep. We may need some supplies and horses. I believe I can rent some horses. I believe my master has a bit of credit in this town that we can draw upon for items of need, of course. Not actual hard currency, I'm afraid. He's owed some favors by some of the locals here, you see.
Hmm.
Did we finish our last job? Did we actually deliver the message
Yes.
to where it was meant to be delivered?
Yep,
We did.
you
Okay,
completed
good.
everything.
Just checking we're not leaving that half done as well. Well, I mean, sounds good.
Just
but
a
we should-
half-done, half-assed party. We will do things halfway and call it a day.
I mean, that's further than we would usually get.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, that sounds good to me. I mean, I'm all for a good night's sleep. Don't know if I can
Indeed,
spend
it was
it any
already
spell.
late when you were leaving and looking for a bed to stay in. So Malin, pays for you guys to have, we'll say 2 rooms, 2 beds apiece, just across from each other, and he'll take one on the same side of the floor as one of the other rooms. Breakfast in the morning, horses, and supplies. We need not start too early. The merchants, I believe, won't set up until daybreak. So sleep in. Get some breakfast provided by this wonderful inn. I understand the food is well cooked here. Then we will discuss what we might need. Are any of you experienced woodsmen? Navigators, trackers? We have this map here, but I must confess to not being incredibly good at land navigation.
I can.
As Odie chokes to death on the map, which he's half swallowed.
Yeah.
Map? What?
No.
Well, we'll figure things out in the morning. Perhaps if we can find an inexpensive guide, perhaps, that would be willing to take us out. If none has the skills. He's looking like he's reconsidering. But yes. Good night's sleep. Perhaps things will look better in the morning. Yes.
Do you want to? No, they already know where we're going. Doesn't matter. I was going to suggest cutting the map up into 4 pieces, and we can each take one of them. And then, if you mysteriously died in the night, or the map was trying to be stolen from you, then it wouldn't be a total loss. But they already know where we're going. So.
Oh well, it does make sense. I mean, if you would like to hold on to the map, that's fine by me. I mostly have it committed to memory as best as a poor navigator in these hills can do. He kind of hands over the scrap to you. I had feared that the the people who waylaid me last night stole this map. I'm glad to find that it was one of you that collected it from the field of battle. So perhaps they didn't get a good look at it or know exactly where we're heading, if luck is with us.
Nah. What do I know? All right, yeah, sure.
Perhaps your cleric can decide to worship a god of luck. It will bring good journeys to us. I understand that you're still questing for the god to worship.
I don't know. This may not be the best for this. I was kind of thinking about zagging.
Father Cedric is wearing like a holy symbol that's just blank and it says
Yeah.
space for rent.
I like to keep my options open.
God, an agnostic cleric. I love it. You know, it could be anything. Who says it's the right one?
Like, you could convince me that you're a god, I suppose, but right now I'm not too entirely sure.
The god of, whatever.
Yeah, the meh god.
Yeah, man.
Awesome. All right, so yeah, you guys turn in. I mean, it's an inn. It's nothing fancy, but not bad either. No obvious bed bugs. You have a fireplace in each of the rooms. Simple trough of water, bed with a straw mattress. It's clean. It's one of the lowest things you can ask for, and it has that. It's not overly drafty. Two of you to a room.
Well, then let's get some sleep and be ready to set off in the morning.
I'm gonna room with Father Cedric.
Who I'm sure snores.
Yeah,
I
it's
do.
fine.
Yeah. Pretty bad.
Reminds me of, the caretaker at the orphanage back home. Could hear her through the halls.
That's how you knew you were safe, when they were snoring.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, if everybody truly goes to sleep and have a good night's rest, nothing happens overnight. The inn, while not a luxurious stay, is safe, secure, as a town full of thieves can be. In the morning, good breakfast is supplied, some roast boar, soup, bread. Malin is already buying some travel food, some bread, cheese, some smoked meats, enough to get you to his master's place anyway. It seems like he's not actually paying for your rooms as calling it a favor. It seems like his master is owed by a few people in this town, and it's being put on his master's accounts. I've arranged horses and a single mule for us in case we're going to need something to carry supplies, I imagine.
Are we moving fast on these horses? Can the mule keep up?
Well, the mule can keep up. I'm not a particularly skilled rider. Do you think we need to move fast? I can not hire the mule, and we can split the gear amongst us, I suppose. I was just thinking that it might be useful.
Are we expecting...
I don't know. There was just those people who attacked. So I don't know if we'll be attacked again or what will go on.
So,
well, what will we need? I assumed food. I'm taking care of food now. Some basic provisions. Some well salted meat, bread, cheeses. I have my own bedroll. Do anyone else need a bedroll or perhaps small tents? I don't. We're going to have to stay out in the weather. Some. Does anybody have survival skill?
Honestly, don't think so.
All right, well, you look at each other like, yes, the ability to make fire sounds reasonable.
Oh, I can make fire. I mean, it will
Sometimes
burn
it's green,
everything.
sometimes it's purple, but it's always fire.
I actually don't have a bedroll in my equipment list.
Yeah. Well, kind of between you all, you figure out, well, we're going to, the basics, perhaps a lantern, some torches, a few bedrolls, a tent, perhaps two. Yeah. Everyone's just kind of looking at each other. Yeah, thanks, Captain. So 100 bits thrown your way.
Ooh.
You guys can use for a reroll or a heal. Yes,
We'll use it
Captain,
for
back
tent.
for a while when from all the holidays and problems going on. I am streaming again. Oh, sorry you have COVID.
Is
That's,
it
never
one
good.
reroll or two?
It's 2 rerolls
Okay, cool.
or 1 healing.
Yeah. alright,
How much
got
for
it.
a TDK?
Yeah.
You can't afford it. It's enough to make me retire.
Hey. So yeah, we would need like torches, like
Well, since none of you have survival, what I'm going to do is he's going to get very basic stuff that he thinks you might need. That he can get on credit from his master. And when it comes to it, and you say, do we have this? We'll leave it up to luck.
alright.
You'll get
Just- he
basic
doesn't-
stuff, though. Food, tent, some bedrolls, and some means of making light.
He doesn't happen to have a favor owed by a survival expert who we could ask. What do we
He
need?
did actually check to see if somebody would be willing to be a guide out to the hills. And unfortunately, not that he can expense, not that he can afford.
Well, how much did they cost?
He wanted 100 gold. He says that it's very treacherous going towards those hills, and he would need enough to ensure the safety of his family. He was the only one willing to take us out, and I simply don't have that kind of currency, I'm afraid. Nor does my master owe him a particular favor.
Do we want a guide? Because I have 100 gold.
That's up to you. That is a fair amount of gold, but this is also a unpatrolled wild territory with lots of bandits. So somebody skilled at in this area might keep you from having to meet too many of those bandits. Or it could be a bandit himself, and it's just running you into his own crew. We'll see.
Hmm.
So that's the test point. If you can actually afford 100 gold, you're worth mugging. If you can't afford this 100 gold, meh.
I mean, you make
Yeah.
it clear that this is our last 100 gold, and we have nothing else to give if there is people out there mugging us. Is that mugging? If it's in a forest.
Why not?
Well, I don't really associate Robin Hood with mugging people, but I suppose.
This is a mugging.
I think we can do it. I believe in us.
All right. So, no guide. You set off late morning after acquiring horses. He does know a little bit about horses.
Sorry,
So
I
he
have
can
I have
assure-
something else before we set
Sure.
off as well. That is, where is this? I mean, the blade.
Hmm.
What is it in? Is it in a mine? Do we need pickaxes? Is it in a dungeon?
It's a cavern.
where we just
I
need
don't know
our-
the condition of it. If it's not explorable, then that's fine. It's more information I could bring back to my master. If it is explorable, I'd like to see what can be so, but I'm
All right,
not
okay.
expecting too much.
Fine.
I would
It's not
like to
a problem.
confirm its
I'll put it down.
existence more than anything else.
Okay. Yes, there is definitely a hole in the ground. We saw it.
Yeah.
Okay. Can't do that.
All right. So late morning, you guys head off. I was saying that he is actually particularly skilled with his horse flesh. He's not a great rider, but he does know health of animals, and so he picks out some very healthy horses that are pretty well trained. They're not war horses. They're trained, but they're not war horses. So they will be harder to control if you are trying to do that in combat.
So,
but good, sturdy horses.
I have, for the record, animal handling, animal lore, and horse riding as skills.
Then perfect. You can confirm that these are good animals. They're definitely not bred for speed. They were probably at one time farm horses.
So
Okay.
we don't want to push them. We should go at a medium pace.
Mm-hmm. Good and strong, though. Perfectly. This also means that you know how to pack a load on a horse, by the way. That's what some of those skills are able to do for you. So you set off.
Cool.
Again, late morning. You leave Rook Roost in the direction he believes you should travel. Now, here is the problem. He's not a particularly skilled navigator. Like, you have a map, so you know vaguely we need to go in that direction. The sun sets in that direction. We know we're looking for hills. If this is open grassland until we reach the hills, so that shouldn't be difficult. Okay, so nobody actually has land navigation.
Nope.
Who wants to be the scout, or who wants to be in the lead? If none of you do, Malin will take it upon himself to do the best he can.
I'll be in the lead.
You'll be in the lead?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna just be out there with my maul in my hands, just walking. If no one's good at scouting, I don't know. If anyone's good at scouting, do it. But if not, I'll do it.
So you're on horseback. You know the vague direction that you're going. You know also that the river's to your right and the hills should be to your left, so you can't go too far astray. So you set off. If you are leading, Dion, let's have you make a D20 roll.
All right.
If you have an intelligence bonus, go ahead and add that to the roll. If you have an intelligence minus,
you think I have an intelligence bonus? How about a 12?
Okay, but you don't have an intelligence negative, do you?
Nope.
Okay. So you do stop many times through the day, check the position of the sun, check to see, the terrain around you. You believe you are headed. Buddy, go. Go away. Go. Hold on, let me put my dog outside.
That's awesome.
I love that dog.
Yeah.
Oh, I think my horse is defective. I've fallen off of it several times.
The dog thinks I'm talking to him since he can't see you guys. He thinks I'm talking to him. Poor dog. Okay, so Odie, you think you are on task. Everything seems to be correct. You're, as far as you can tell, you're heading in that direction. I'm going to roll some random encounters here just to see what's going on. Okay. Two for the day. Okay, so. Okay. The day passes as you continue on, taking several sightings, making sure, looking at the map, keeping track of the sun as it crosses the sky. You're getting into later afternoon. By your reckoning, by the map and where you believe you are, if you take an early camp and start off in the morning, you should arrive midday tomorrow. You can push on through tonight if you would like, but you're getting towards the part where a couple of hours before it starts to get dark. You really don't want to set up camp in the dark. You think none of you are good at setting up camps because none of you have survival. But it's a few hours before it'll start getting dark.
Maybe
what do you want to do?
Should find a place to camp.
Okay. You're just out in a grassland. There's some trees here and there. It's fairly sparse. You haven't really passed by anything. You're just going to have to camp out in the open.
Yeah, that's fair. We could set watches.
All right. You're just going to eat the food that you have, or does anybody want to try to hunt?
Are we near a river or a pond or something?
There are small ponds here and there.
Because
Yeah,
I
this is kind of.
absolutely could try fishing. I have that
You
as a
could.
skill.
Yeah, you could.
I have agriculture, but I don't think that would count for
I don't think you have
foraging.
time to grow the
farming.
barley and corn to turn into bread and cornmeal.
But would that count as like foraging, or is that separate, like survival?
No, that's
Okay.
literally being able to farm.
Farm.
Not-
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
You would know what crops would grow in this soil. All right. So Arvin, you going to try and do some fishing?
Yeah, so that's just the roll and then
Sure.
against my skill, right?
If you have the skill, honestly, you really don't need to roll. So
Oh,
yeah, you
okay. Good,
you
I failed
do
my
come
test.
back with
So
a few freshwater trout. Question though is, so do you set a fire?
I mean, we gotta cook these fish somehow.
Is
and,
it cold?
scare off all the animals.
Do we see any fires looking around?
Not that you see, but you'll be able to tell better once it becomes night.
Maybe we should wait until. Do we have anybody that can cast light?
I can create fire.
Alright, well, we can wait to see if we see fire, and then if you want to create a fire, just easy peasy without us having to struggle to do that. We can do that.
Anybody can make a fire. You don't need survival to make a fire. If you wanted to make a banked
Okay.
fire that doesn't produce smoke or light, that you need survival for. But just to make a fire, anybody can make a fire.
Yeah.
I think we should just wait and see if there's other fires before we do it. I don't know. I'm not. Are we used to traveling in this land? I don't think so, right? Yeah, so it's like unfamiliar territory. We know it's a lawless land, so maybe we don't know if there's like unspoken rules, like don't light a fire,
Yeah.
you're gonna get robbed, idiot. Like,
Yeah, you don't know. But I mean, you do have time to make a fire while there's still light in the sky to cook the fish, and then you can bank it afterwards. You could do that.
yeah, fuck it. Do you want to? You want to cook the fish, right?
Long shot GM says, "Ask a bandit. A bandit would know what to do."
We didn't hire the survival guide in the end, did we? So no. Whatever. I mean, I can cook this on a fire.
Yeah, you risk a small fire, enough to get your fish cooked so that you have some fresh meat to go with some of your provisions. It seems fine. The temperatures here at night are a little cooler, but still mild. Nothing that you need to be worried about. You guys are not leaving the fire burning, though, right?
No.
Okay. So you bank the fire after you've cooked the fish. You heated some water, just enough to wash up a little bit. You have a tent. You don't necessarily need it. It seems like tonight is going to be fine. No rain or anything. Malin is just going to put his bedroll out. He checks the grass around him, make sure there's no snakes or anything, and sets out his bedroll. You're basically just camping out on the grassland. There's not a lot in the way of trees or anything else to seek shelter with. So you do so. You said you were going to set watches. How many? And who's on the watches?
I would assume just each of us could take a watch.
Yeah, I'll take first.
One each. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. Night passes by uneventfully. Some of you are more used to the outside than others, although I would say not much if nobody has survival. So some of the cries of animals that you hear hunting in the night are a little disturbing. Some of them do get close to you with no fire to keep the animals at bay. They are interested in your smells, But with you keeping watches, it's easy enough to throw a rock and discourage any further interest. Nothing large comes your way. Through the night, you do not see any other fires around you.
Thought so. Okay.
All right. So the next morning, after just a quick breakfast, again, Odie, you think a few hours, you should be able to hit the hills today, and then it's a matter of finding this cave that Malin is looking for. It's just kind of general. He knows approximately where it is, so it will take some time to find this cave. It's not exact on the map, in other words.
Okay.
So you set out. Early part of the morning passes without incident. Around noon, you see the beginning of the hill. So on this map, again, I don't know exactly how to make a
Right
pointer,
click.
I guess.
Yeah,
Right
point it, and then
here.
you can just...
It's where you figure you are when you see the hills to your left-hand side, Odie.
Okay. So
you've reached the hills, and somewhere in here are some caverns. And again, where it's described on the map is not perfect. It's just in this area somewhere.
Okay. We remember that we wanted to go around like 3 green squares to the northeast, right? We wanted to go like up that way and try and cross through.
Yeah,
So
if you want to
maybe
do
we
that,
should
that's
just
fine.
follow the hill line until it like due north again, and then...
Okay. So who wants to search for this cave, and do you want anybody to just kind of be on lookout for your own safety while people are searching? Malin will right away say he just really doesn't have a lot of experience with this type of terrain. He would be happy to watch our backs if anything is coming up upon us. Does anybody have the tracking skill?
No.
Okay. Are you all going to search, or are some of you going to pay more attention to what's going on around you? It's not a loaded question. Just kind of need to know who's searching and who's not.
I think I'm going to pay attention to stuff around us.
Okay. Yeah,
Nope.
and you could be like working on the horses, checking the loads, that sort of thing as well.
I will try
Father
desperately to
Cedric,
fall into
Arvin?
these caverns.
He said, by the description, it is indeed a cavern, not a worked mine. So it should have a fairly natural appearance on the outside. All right, well, those of you that are looking for the entrance to the caverns, if you do not have tracking, just make me a D20 roll, please. Based on your intelligence, you can add your intelligence bonus if you have one, or negative if you do not. If you have a negative bonus, I should say.
So if I just do this...
Yep.
Does it add your intelligence bonus? No, it just does a success or not. So we weren't looking for the usual roll under?
It is. Like, so your is
Oh,
your
it is,
intelligence...
right.
Well, yeah. So the target
Right,
should be
there
your
you go.
intelligence. So Arvin, Father Cedric and Arvin kind of look around trying to find this entrance. Father Cedric, it's very rocky here, loose shale. You slip a few times. You're not having a lot of luck. Arvin, however, almost stumbles upon it.
Definitely
What you
does
stumble upon
stumble
first
upon
is tracks, actually. You find like there's like a worn area where the shale has been beaten down, like it's worn like maybe a game trail, or it's been used frequently by people moving through. And finding that a little odd, you follow it up into the hills a bit until you find an entrance. It's partially occluded, like there's some growth coming down in the form of like fronds and roots of trees around it. But you have found a cavern, a cave mouth. Whether it's the one that he's looking for, you're not sure, but it certainly fits the bill. It's in the area that was described to him.
Well, I will desperately attempt to wave everybody over here. Look, this is a place. I have found it. It's amazing. Come and and fall into it anyway.
It's open enough that a medium-sized person could squeeze through the entrance, but otherwise, some hacking would need to be done to clear off the entrance to be able to get in very well.
Well, I look around for somebody who has something to hack with.
Like what kind of hacking? Like stone or roots?
Roots mostly, just overgrown areas, just
Okay.
overgrown.
I mean, I have a scythe.
That would work for cutting off.
Better than my dagger.
Mhm.
Yeah, I got a scythe. I'll just set to work and try and open it up way up a little further.
Yeah, somehow I don't
Sure.
think
And by
that'd
this time,
be real helpful.
you've kind of brought the horses up to where the area is, so that you're out of. You're up in the hills a little bit. You've got some protection from anyone passing down on the grassland below you. So everybody's up there. You're looking around. Dion, roll me a d20 while you were looking at your back trail, checking on the horses, that sort of thing.
1.
Nice.
Yeah, you didn't really notice anything. So no other
Wait,
travelers
can I
near
use a
you.
reroll?
If
It's
you
used
want,
anyway. I'll use
want?
one reroll because
Do we
we
not
have
have like 80
60.
or something?
Yeah. One reroll. 6. Better than a
Okay.
1.
5.
You don't catch anything moving around.
Okay.
All right, so after a little bit of clearing, and I'm finding my map, so pardon me while I was doing that.
You're good. I accidentally closed the map forever ago and I don't know how to open it again, so.
It should be under your images folder. You should be able to go back to it in there.
Under campaign or.
If you haven't got it on your right under the campaign, there should be images. If you expand the campaign menus, you should be able to click on images, and then you're looking for.
Oh, there's like 7
So it's one just
pages.
called map. That's what it's called. So you would have to search for map.
You don't really need it right now, though. So
Yeah.
you've cleared away the entrance. You can easily fit yourselves and your horses into this cavern if you'd like. There's like a natural kind of opening at the very beginning. That's it's a good 7 feet tall, maybe 15 feet wide. You can pull your horses into here. The ground is just dirt and grass. You do see that there is a tunnel, a natural tunnel that descends towards the back. So the cavern kind of comes to a choke point into a tunnel that kind of declines down into the ground. It's very dark back there. Right now, the sun is high in the sky, and so the entry part here of this cave is well lit. You can tell people have used this cavern, not recently, but there's old remains of someone who put a fire here. Like there's some rocks in a ring. There's a little bit of burnt ash from long ago. It's not recent. So someone has used this little cave mouth at least to while away a night as a protective area. So what do you guys want to do? Again, the tunnel is at the very rear. It's very dark. The light doesn't go back that far, but the cavern itself well lit right now, large enough to hold your horses and still leave you room to lay down your bedrolls. There's a little bit of grass as the sunlight does shine at the entrance of this cavern through most of the day, so your horses are nibbling a little bit on the grass that's in here.
Do we want to wait and see if anyone followed us before we try and go deeper in, or?
Malin was also on the watch, and he said he thought he saw something shining far in the distance, but it could have been just maybe something on the river, or perhaps a boat on the river that was reflecting a sail. It was quite far away, but it's the only thing that he saw.
Like, how far away would you say?
Oh, miles and miles. Nowhere near. I'm sure we're safe. I mean, yes. I mean, I was mugged on the streets, but perhaps for the information I have, perhaps not. I don't believe we were followed here. Did you see something?
No.
Well, I think we're safe. Maybe we can set up a little base camp here, enough to explore. If this tunnel ends up being collapsed, it'll be a short trip. Perhaps we should just take a peek. I did get some lanterns as he rummages around his horse, producing some oil and some shuttered lanterns.
Well, it would be a shame not to look in here and see if there were, things in here.
About what time of day is it right now?
Just past noon.
Okay. Yeah, we can just take
The sun is high in the sky. It's a nice day, very small breeze going on. Yeah, long shot GM says, avalanche test, somebody scream.
Alright, yeah,
good?
let's check it out real quick.
Yeah.
All right, Odie, you grab a lantern. He's filling with the oil. He lights it, hands you a lantern, does another one for Arvin. He's got one more lantern and then some torches, which he shoves a few torches in his belt loop just in case. Hands the last lantern to Cedric. Lead on, he says, hopefully. Then someone will take the lead.
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay. Even without any particular skills at this, you can tell that the tunnel is a natural tunnel. This wasn't carved into the rock face. It's very jagged. You can see signs of erosion and water through the walls. You do notice, though, after you get about 10 feet as it starts to descend, it's not a steep angle, but it's a definite angle. You start to see that there are some old, very long rusted brackets that have been hammered into the walls. And bits of rotting wood that were likely torches used long ago. And you don't start seeing them until you're a good 10 feet down this long tunnel.
Okay, I'm gonna go at a slow pace. I'm just making sure to keep my eyes open on like around corners if there are any and stuff like that. But I just keep going. It seems safe.
Okay. I am going to roll something here.
Great. Not the hidden roll.
Okay.
Not the hidden roll. We can see it right there on the screen if we're looking.
Oh, I didn't look.
Right.
Odie, the first thing that you notice as you move your light around, you're trying to be as quiet as possible, is there's an odor, a definite odor of like an animal's den. You smell like the musky smell of like feces, a little bit of urine, strong musky scent.
Animal lore.
That's right. You do have animal lore. Make me a check. You
How
should
do
be
I
able
do
to just to
that?
click the skill.
Wah!
Success. It reminds you of the smell you once associated with a dog kennel. You once worked with hounds.
So it might be a wolf.
No, it's not. The smell isn't that intense. It's more of like a domesticated dog.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Wolf would tend to scent mark the area, so very strong, very pungent to let other people or other animals know that it's been claimed. It's not that strong.
I'm gonna keep going.
Okay. You're in the lead. As you come down, you enter this larger opened area. You see the shattered remains of what looked like crates perhaps small cells, like cages. Broken, long since. You see shattered earthenware bowls laying about. There are some urns against the wall. Some of them are cracked. Some of them are still sealed. More importantly, there are 3 hounds in here. They're lean, but not starved. They look like they haven't been cared for. The fur is fairly matted. One of them looks like a little mangy. They definitely know people, as they're not running from you. They're kind of backing up and snarling, but they're not attacking right away.
Animal handling.
Yes.
I got
Make me a
some
roll.
jerky, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Animal handling.
Oh, that's a big fail.
Oh, can I re-roll?
You can re-roll as long as you got the bits to do it
want
with.
to kill the dogs. Yeah. 3.
Okay. You speak soothingly as you come forward with a bit of jerky in your hand, split up so that you can feed each one of them. They tentatively come over to you, and then you can tell they want it. They're salivating, but they kind of sit in front of you as if waiting a command.
I guess. All right.
You don't have to re-roll. You can just tell me what you're doing. Yeah, it looks like they've been trained not to just take food. Like they've been trained that they've got to wait for it.
Okay. So, yeah, I will try to tell them to do a trick, like sit. Well, they're sitting already, right?
Yeah.
So
Now you work it out. Yeah, you work with them a bit. They take the food. Again, they don't look starved but lean. Like they're eating, just not great.
Okay. Well,
And
they're
they haven't been cared
listening.
to in a while.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try and do like a whistle to see if they come and follow.
They are trained hounds, so with your roll,
fuck
sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I got dogs. Okay, cool. All right, so we keep going with my new buddies.
Is that us? Or is that the dogs?
The dogs.
All right, so the cavern opens up a little bit more in the back. You shine your light back there, and it's a much more spacious cavern. This one is semi-worked. The walls and floors have been smoothed over. It's just kind of strewn with bones, scraps of long rusted armor and weapons, remnants of some furnishing, kind of broke and cracked. General refuge from what looks like a battle that must have happened a while ago. The bones are all mixed up. Likely the dogs resorted to eating the flesh off the bones at some point.
Okay. And we're looking for a sword?
Yes. One of the barbarian blades should be in here. I'm not sure which, but my information that was dearly paid for says there should be a blade here. I don't know. This place was obviously used. I thought it was simply a hiding place. Some battle must have taken place here. Look at the armor. Shattered, broken. You also notice that there's some coinage about too. Just it's old leather purses have rotted away, scattering some coin on the floor here and there.
Oh hell yeah! I'm gonna start picking it up as I go. Just piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Leading you deeper into the cave.
Okay. Roll me a d6, Jan, if you are actually going through, rooting through everything, pulling out some coins.
Not rooting, but like as I walk through, if I'm seeing it on the floor, I'm gonna be like, "Ooh," and pick it up. Yeah.
Okay. Well, roll me a d6.
2.
Okay. You turn up a couple of shiny gold coins. No, not so shiny. A little dulled with age. Dusty. But
2?
gold. 2 gold coins.
Okay. How do I edit that in my sheet?
Is there any books in here?
No,
No.
anything that like a book, much like the leather purses have just eroded over time. The caverns are a little damp. It's a little damp in here.
So, if we take a look at the coins, is there like a distinct royal face on them that we can work out so we know how long this stuff has been here or anything?
Well, you're not native to this area, but you've dealt and traded. I mean, they look like coins of recent enough heritage. I mean, they're not that old.
Right. And the
They're
barbarian
familiar.
blade had to be gone for a long, long time, so...
Mm-hmm.
well, alright, I mean... Probably from these people. These dogs. And whoever was training them, maybe. I don't really know how to... Do you know anything about the barbarian blade? I mean... What does it look like? Does it glow with an inner fire that we should be looking out for, or?
Oh, I would definitely
know.
be able to know if we found one of the blades. It has a very distinct magical presence to it that I would be able to.
Yeah.
And he kind of stalks when he says that. And he points to the back wall where looks like there was like a small rock slide, or maybe it was packed there. He says there is something beyond that wall of rock that is radiating a bit of magic. Oak, introduce your character who has been silent this entire time.
Yeah, hey, I'm logging in. I can't remember my character's name. I know I'm playing a dwarven.
That
I'm a dwarven thief, though, boxman. I apologize for being late. Hormonal 13-year-old daughter issues.
Yeah, I don't think you needed to say the hormonal part. I think that just comes with the nature of being a 13-year-old teenager.
Just kind of really wanted to emphasize the point.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
So we're in fantasy grounds.
Yeah, dwarven boxman.
Okay. So Malin is pointing out that he is sensing something magical behind that fall of rock.
Grimly Splinterstone. That's who I am.
All right, so we have a dwarf. Just checking. Do you have the survival skill?
I do not think so. I'm waiting for my character.
No, that's
to load
perfect
up.
because nobody else did either. So you're all city boys. You all come from a city.
I'm from a
That's
city
just...
and do locksmithing and stuff. Let me see abilities, skills. I've got appraising and locksmithing and tumbling.
Yep, no survival there either. Yeah, that's perfect.
Well, it depends on how you look at survival. I mean, tumbling out of the way could be survival. Opening a lock to get away could be survival.
Okay. Malin is saying, yes, there's something distinctly magical behind that fall of rocks. Maybe we can dislodge some without causing a greater fall? He's looking up at the walls and ceilings of this cavern, trying to decide. Now, the walls and ceiling have been worked here. It looks like they have been reinforced. You do see some timbers in the ceiling.
Now, being a dwarf, would I have anything to help with the stonework stuff?
Do you have a non-weapon proficiency in stoneworking? Because you don't get it for free.
Dwarves are miners of great skill. While underground, they can detect slopes, sliding traps, pits, and stonework features. So yeah, I can do those things.
Yeah, so it's definitely worked. Someone has put in timbers in the ceilings to be more load-bearing. It does not appear to be a trap, but whether or not the rock fall was natural or placed there, you cannot tell. You're a dwarf. Roll me an intelligence check.
Where's my button?
Success.
That's my two.
Not natural. The rocks were placed. That is not a fall. It was made to look like a fall.
Hey, it's somebody's trying to hide something. I think it's this was placed here. This didn't fall. You can tell right here the lack of dust, the scrapes on this one. This was put here intentionally.
So we keep going.
Oh, we have to clear it out of the way, right? Because there's a rockfall in the way.
Yep.
Mhm.
I'm afraid my fingers are not used to such rough work. I'd be very not useful in moving such large boulders. He's not kidding. Malin is a very slight man. Perhaps a half elf. Perhaps.
Yeah, I can do some heavy lifting.
Oh, if you would please. I do so abhor sweat. It's just there's no good place to bathe around here. After you, good sir. All right, Odie. You put some muscle behind it. Sure enough, it's built so that like when you start moving some stones, some do slide, but it's not a rock fall. After you move some things out of the way, it exposes a door. There seems to be something painted on the surface of it. Perhaps a mark, a glyph of some sort. Malin points at it and says, "Yes, that's right there. It's a magical piece, perhaps a warding glyph, perhaps trapped, perhaps just an alarm. I can't tell which."
Is this something that I could look at with spellcraft?
Yes. You don't need to roll this, actually. You got spellcraft. It is most definitely a warding glyph. So likely if the door is tried to open without that glyph being removed or dispelled, it will do something nasty.
Wait, don't touch that. You'll probably explode.
I can try and invalidate the magic to disperse it. I'm not terribly good at it, but I can give it a shot. Arvin, are you any better at such dispelling magics?
Not as...
Perhaps a spell that would allow the door simply to open. I understand that that's quite the in vogue spell in certain places amongst certain clientele.
That wasn't one of the
I'm
things.
not saying that you're a thief or anything, Mr. Arvin. I'm just saying that it's... Never mind.
No,
if it's just a
definitely
simple
not.
lock, I can get in probably.
You haven't got ways to overcome magical locks to get into things.
Well,
What's
now
the-
you're speaking a completely different topic there.
What's the ward made out of?
Paint? Looks like it's painted on.
It's paint.
Mm-hmm. Or some kind of dye. Maybe tree sap.
Can I splash a little water on it and see what happens?
Okay.
That would
You splash a
generally
little water on it.
trigger a thing, right?
Yeah, you splash a little bit of water on it. Nothing really happens. I mean, some of the dust is washed away, making the glyph a little bit more prominent, but it doesn't wipe or wash off the glyph itself. It's still very much present.
Yeah, alright. So it's not something we can just smudge off the door.
Where's magic? You can't do that with magic. I mean, magic, if you could just go, I lick my palm and wipe it over the magic, and the magic stopped working, then...
I mean, he said it was
know.
painted on, so I was just assuming if there's a way to... Depending. If it was something water soluble. I could always smash it with the hammer. I'm not opening the door.
Yeah, chances are it would trigger the ward though and
Yeah.
do whatever it was meant to do.
Yeah.
But, you know,
It'd be cool
could
if
try
I
that.
did it though.
Father Cedric, are you a healing type cleric or not?
I
I
am.
forget. You are.
Yes.
Okay, so if you did smash it and it exploded in your face, we could at least heal you.
If I live. Ugh.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming that.
I don't have a lot
That's
of
a big
HP.
assumption.
I do not have a lot of HP at all.
Well, again, I can try and dispel it before we do anything else. There is a chance that it might activate it.
I mean, I have literally no dispelling type stuff that I could do to help you with here. I mean, unless I can help you with by spellcraft by knowing. Nah, I don't know this specific one, so I guess not.
Yeah, go ahead and try it.
Okay.
Why not?
Where is everyone standing?
Not by the door.
Do we have a map we're on, or is this just
No,
fear
no,
the-
it's
Okay.
just free form right now.
Yeah.
Someplace not in immediate blast radius.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, he has to stand within sight anyway, so he does kind of get a little further away from it as well, just in case. And then he casts a spell. Oh. Okay. The immediate effects is that there is a blast of suddenly super chilled air that just is flung forth from the door and radiates out. He is not completely safe and catches the edges of it as it's almost like he's been exposed to incredibly cold weather as the tip of his nose and the tips of his fingers suddenly go very dark as he suffers a little bit of frostbite as he steps back, quickly trying to warm himself. He says, I'm afraid that was cast by a wizard of much more potency than myself. I hope I don't lose my fingers. Oh, that's cold. As he steps away from the door.
I mean, is it a one-time deal? Does it look like it's dispersed now, or?
It
I mean,
looks like it's not as strong as it was to you.
Oh, so we could just try again.
Round 2, fight. I take my hammer or my maul.
Yeah. And what are you gonna do? Bash the door?
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try and bash it right on the glyph.
Oh my gosh.
That's the target right there.
Okay. You bash. You take 15 points
Oh
of
my
damage as the
God.
full force of what feels like a blizzard of an ice storm just hits you full in the face, your upper body, but your hammer smashes through the door. Are you still alive?
Yeah, I have 3 HP.
You are suffering from some serious frostbite. Patches of your skin are like third-degree burns from the intense cold.
Ugh.
But the door is shattered and opened.
Give me some of
Well,
that healing.
Yeah. Will my cure light wound help with the? With
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Okay.
It's just hit point damage. I mean, you heal. It's mostly descriptive in this game.
Okay.
But you can heal points. So what is exposed beyond the door is a very worked room. It looks like a shrine. You see, like there's a hammered iron candle and torch holders around the wall. There is a central area with what looks like an altar on it as well. The drapes, the coloring of the drapes are rich, dark black. They're crumbling and decayed, though. There are 4 stone kind of pillars that the altar rests on at each corner, and they are stylized curved blades, made either stained or made of a black stone. There's some copper bowls laying on top of the table, patinaed green with age. The top of the altar has bloodletting channels. This was an altar of sacrifice.
Hmm.
And Father Cedric, is it just the 8, or is there
Yeah,
a
it's
plus
just
to
8.
it?
You get 8 back.
Okay, cool.
You're still doing the detect magic 10 minutes concentration-y thing.
Yeah.
In this version of it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Then.
If you want to take a look in the room.
Yeah.
The altar radiates a deep eminence of just foulness, decay, the tint of corruption to it. More importantly to that, a little bit beyond what looks like smooth stone wall behind it, your magical sight picks up that there's another glyph painted on a wall that must be a door, must be some kind of, perhaps even a niche that's hiding something behind it.
Oh, this is a horrible place. I mean, it's a place of foul worship, and I suppose you, as our cleric, have any religious type knowledges and would know who this was a altar to.
Do you have the religion skill?
Go ahead, roll your skill. The other thing you detect is there's a skeletal form laying just on the other side of the altar. Assuming you step into the room and kind of look around a little bit, it is in half plate or military plate. The body within is long since skeletized, just kind of laying behind the altar. It is wearing something that seems to be magical. From this distance, you can't quite tell what. You can go get right up on it if you wish. Did you pass that? Okay, this is an altar dedicated to the god Hexter.
Hexter's bad, okay?
How much did you pass it by? Success by 13?
13.
Yeah, I mean, technically an evil god, if you want to call it that. God that worshippers are not too kindly thought of. They do believe in ritual sacrifice, and yeah, not exactly the kind of god you would like in your nearest city.
Yeah, he's bad, okay.
Okay.
So does this god have something to do with the blade?
He's like the evil god of war or something.
No. Was that one of the people that wanted the barbarian blade, or blessed the blade?
No, I don't. The blades are not dedicated to a particular god, and certainly wouldn't be dedicated to Hexter. Perhaps it was a spoil of war that they took upon themselves.
Well, there's something magical on the corpse, on the skeleton over there that I don't know what it is, and then there's another ward over there, which might be a door again, or like a secret compartment or something. So we could look in those. I mean, at the very least, I think we should take the armor off the skeleton person before it comes back to life and attacks us. That's making it easier to hit.
And while they're taking the armor off, I'm going to try to inspect the altar and anything for any kind of secret compartments or anything like that.
Okay, so you're approaching the altar. What is Arvin doing?
Oh, we're stripping the skeleton of its.
So you're going over to the skeletons, okay?
Yeah. Wait, skeletons? More than one?
Skeleton, just one.
Okay, all right. doesn't matter. I'm going over there anyway.
Okay. Cedric, what are you doing?
Is there any way I can kind of mess up or deconsecrate this altar?
You can take the extended action to bless, which would be consecrate the area. If you wanted to do that, it's extended. It takes some time.
Yeah, I mean, if we've got the time for me to do that, sure. Yeah.
Okay, well, Cedric sits down, pulls out some incense, and starts to chant a bit. All right, I'm not exactly sure why this is not showing me the monsters.
Have
I'm
the monster manual loaded?
I do have it loaded.
I'm gonna take a minute to like bandage myself up or whatever, and use 2 of the rerolls to restore hit die. What's a fighter hit die in this edition?
D10.
It is okay. Thank you. I couldn't find it on my sheet.
I'm showing stuff listed under NPCs.
Okay.
Maybe not the specific one you're looking for, but I've got a list of creatures.
Ah, there we go. No, that's exactly what I need. Yep, sorry, I did not. I forgot we were using Fantasy Grounds, so I did not pre-set up this encounter. So I'm kind of doing this on the fly. This is a learning. We're starting 2nd edition, still getting used to the rules, and I'm still getting used to Fantasy Grounds. So, those of you watching, yes, the GM is still in the incompetent learning phase.
That's okay. Well, this wasn't a pre-gen module, was it?
It is well, not one for Fantasy Grounds. No.
Okay, I say because if it was, it should already have the encounter inside it.
Yeah, it does not. Ah, there it is. That's what I want. Uh-oh. I think I might have crashed Fantasy Grounds.
Uh-oh.
We will see. We will see. So we'll start with Arvin. So Arvin, you go to look at the skeletal body. Again, it's wearing this kind of field plate. It has a large set stone on a heavy golden chain that seems to be what's radiating the power. He's also got a solid silver bracelet that radiates a bit of power as well. But as you are sitting here looking at the body, the remains of the body, you see some motion that at first you think is caused by the flickering lantern light that some of your fellows are holding up. But then you notice that the shadow doesn't follow anyone else in the room. It seems to be above you on the ceiling, almost directly above where the body is. And the shadow takes upon a form and kind of becomes a little bit more 3-dimensional as it pulls itself from the wall.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And I have crashed Fantasy Grounds, it looks like. I don't know what I did, but it is not happy.
It hasn't kicked us or anything yet. So
No,
Well, I don't know. Maybe I just give it a moment. I tried to drag the Wraith over into the combat encounter thing, and it's just beach ball of death for me right now. I'll give it a moment. Let's see what happens. Anyway, that's what Arvin sees. Odie, what were you doing? You were healing yourself. You were pulling out some bandages and checking to your wounds, checking to make sure you don't have any permanent frostbite. So you're just in the room barely. Father Cedric has begun chanting to his unknown god as he attempts to cleanse this place of any evil emanations. Oak, well, you went to the altar, you said.
yes, I was going to check it out.
Okay. Well, the altar again has blood troughs in it. It's definitely darkly stained, like many ritual slayings have occurred here. There are copper bowls where the bottoms are just flaky with old blood. The copper is just got a lot of verdigris on it. It's been here for a while. The altar itself is interesting as that the corners are held up off the ground by what look like black stone blades that kind of hold the altar up so that it almost floats there. Other than that, though, there's nothing else on the top of the altar. Give me just a moment, guys.
No problem.
Come on, bud. Are you stuck? Are you stuck? Come on. Doggy got himself wrapped up in his chains.
See when that happens.
All right. So yeah, Fantasy Ground has completely crashed out on me. So let me restart it. It's going to dump you guys, unfortunately.
Okay.
I've got to force quit it. All right.
Well,
Technology, folks. Wonderful when it works. Mm-hmm.
wonderful when you know how it works as well.
Yeah, yeah. Guilty of not knowing. Right, before you guys rejoin, let me try and move that encounter so without anybody on. Oh, you're kidding. Okay, maybe. Here we go. All right, there it goes. It seemed like it froze up on me again, but it finished. All right, let me get this encounter set up real quick here. Okay, there's that. Aha! I got it. Okay, you guys can go ahead and log back in. Puppy? No puppy. It's not playtime, puppy.
I mean, it is. It's just not for you.
Oh, say hello to the stream, puppy. Say hello.
Aw,
Say hello.
baby.
Yeah. Oh, you want to play bad, don't you? Well, you're gonna have to wait. Go to the bedroom. Go lay down on your queen-sized bed, you spoiled puppy.
Aw, 300
Woo.
biddies.
Pupper cam.
Yeah.
People like the puppy cam, apparently. Thanks, Captain. Much appreciated.
They're always popular.
Yeah.
But I always thought Dion was the pretty one.
I am the pretty one.
Beaten by the dog.
And that's I accept.
Yeah. Well, now, see, if you had a fursona, maybe you could compete. That expression makes me think you're thinking about it real hard.
Ooh, my fantasy.
All right, I see
ground's
Grimly on.
Nice and slow. There
There's
we go.
Odessa.
Ambush. Why does that keep popping up?
I think you have to close it on your end. Like,
But the ambush map like keeps popping up for me consistently. Like when I was rolling off my character sheet earlier, the ambush map popped up on my screen.
It's probably because that's the last thing the token was on.
mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, until the tokens are put on a new map, they will stay on the last map they were on unless they're cleared.
Oh.
Oh, that's very true. So if I need to If you need to target, you guys need a map to target a thing on.
No, we can just drop it on
two
for
things
the
there. You
character.
can
you
target
can.
out of the combat tracker, but
Yeah.
if you just need a quick, hey, I don't have a map kind of thing, if you open up the party sheet, there should be one of the tabs that's just like a grid that you can just throw people on just for targeting purposes. Yeah, up one.
Oh, I
There
see.
you go.
That's interesting. But if we can do it in the combat tracker, we'll just do that.
Yeah,
It's
you
a
should be
small
able
room.
to control and click. Let me see if I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, when you
If
guys
control
get
the
in,
icon, their picture, you can
Mhm.
target whoever.
go ahead and roll your initiatives when you get in, and you're able to.
Now, this isn't for any kind of attack or anything yet, correct? Just straight initiative.
Yeah, straight initiative.
Quit copying me.
Oh, it still says I'm wounded that much? That's not right.
Okay, everybody in there?
Finally.
But I'm not unconscious. It says I'm unconscious in the combat
It's
tracker.
because in your HP, you put your max HP.
You've got it reversed.
Yeah, you got to do it backwards because that's wound. So you would have 0.
Yeah, I don't know if they
wound.
have it for advanced. I know 5th edition, there's an extension that will convert. It's called Constitutional Amendments, and it'll put what current hit points are instead of wounds, so you can track it that way.
Yeah, I've fixed that, but you still need to remove the effect, I think.
Mm,
Mm-mm.
I don't see any way to do that. All right, is everybody done rolling their initiatives?
Looks like it.
Okay. Well, who's Bard? Who's Bard?
That's Jameis.
Galen, yeah.
Oh, whoops.
Jameis.
I forgot. So yeah, we'll just pass by him. Meaning the Wraith goes first then.
We cannot see the Wraith on the
jeez.
combat tracker to roll stuff on.
Yeah, okay. Give me a second. No, there is a...
It should just be a little eye icon that you can click on the...
Yeah, I'm looking for it. There it is. Show NPC.
Yay.
Okay. Let's see. And so to use an action, you said I can just drag and drop it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from your you right there. And then to target, you just control and left click the portrait in the combat tracker.
Okay, so Arvin is the one that's right below him.
Uh-oh.
And then, so then how do I execute the...
You don't
I
execute
think it's
Arvin.
If you just want to execute him, you can just put 0 in his hit points and be done.
Well, that kind of interesting. It opened up the map when it did it, but okay.
Yeah, because that's the like I was talking about. Since our tokens were on that map, it's going to keep opening that up every time it's someone's turn.
Okay, so that's a hit, it looks like.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. And so the damage... That's going to be annoying. Okay. So 5 points of damage as its touch seems to cause your skin to visibly kind of age and crack, as if you suddenly just several years have passed of not such good health to yourself, as your skin is blackened and starting to decay a little bit. Just has the one action. So Odessa. Odessa, you are up next.
If you don't want the map, so if you just right click on the tokens and delete them off that map, it'll stop popping up.
Okay. So you were towards the entrance to the cave,
Yeah.
kind of healing yourself when you see a shadow stretch forward from the ceiling and touch Arvin, who this probably makes some noise as the corrosive touch burns and blisters skin.
All right. I'm gonna go and try and hit him with the maul.
You're gonna rush in and hit the shadow with a maul. Okay.
Yeah. Let me go to the thing where I can do that. Alright, so maul. And then how do I do this again?
So what did you say? Control click on what you're trying to hit
Yeah, control and left click on the token
on the target. Okay.
image in the combat tracker.
Wait, control.
And then control left click
There
on
you
the
go.
wraith. There you
Target
go.
wraith underneath it.
And then I do. Where's the roll to hit button? Roll and attack. That one. Right? Hua! I
Okay.
hit it!
It is a hit. However, do you have a magical hammer?
No.
Okay, it is immune to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, and magic. Certain magics, anyway.
Oh, fuck.
So yeah, so what
Okay.
happens is that your hammer, it's a solid blow, but your hammer passes through what is essentially just a shadow and hits the wall or the ceiling behind the creature without so much as touching it.
Okay.
So now you know.
Yeah, great. I'm useless. Alright, can I move?
Yes, you can.
I'm getting out.
Whoop! Tried. I'm out of here. As
Yeah.
you go back to the front, that leaves us to Grimly. Grimly Splinterstone. You were looking at the altar when you see this going on. You see, you see Odie trying to hit it with his hammer, and it just passes right through the creature, smashing the stone behind it.
Yeah, I don't have anything that's going to be able to affect it. I quickly looked again to see what I was going to do. If there's any hidden compartments, maybe there's some sort of a gemstone or a magical dagger or something here to use against it.
Well, you're looking around. I mean, the altar has like these brass or copper bowls, knife, dagger. You don't, and then it hits you. I wonder if one of these 4 black blades are really blades. And you reach down and you grab kind of like the hilt of one of these black blades that are holding up the altar, and it comes free.
Ooh.
And Odie's our biggest warrior type, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to yell, "Try this," and I'm going to slide it across the floor.
Okay.
Oh,
You do so?
okay.
Dramatic.
Yeah, indeed. Father Cedric, you are in the middle of trying to bless this place. If you stop, you're going to have to start all over again.
No, I'm not going to stop.
Okay. Bringing us to Arvin.
So how do if I leave the area, does it get to attack me? If I cast a spell while I'm standing next to it, does it get to attack me?
Well,
I don't
no.
know.
If you do a withdrawal, it doesn't get a free attack. So that basically means you're not just running away. You're kind of doing a fighting withdrawal. If you try and cast at it, well, you can freely now because it's already had its action. Normally, the casting would have a speed factor, which is not.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine.
So you can safely cast now, assuming it can be cast in a segment or a round. If it just has a
all right.
number, it
I
can
got-
be cast right away.
Yeah, I got magic missile casting time
Okay.
1. Let's do that then. So that's a level 1. Alright, yeah. First of all, I need to do that.
Oh,
There's nothing.
you don't get a. Oh, sir. Okay, I see. Never mind.
That is to
There's nothing.
check whether or not I have a wild
Yeah.
surge or whether it goes up or down a level, and then it will just
Mhm.
do damage.
I got you.
Based on there, because it just hits automatically, because it's magic missile.
Mhm.
That's how that works.
Go ahead.
Right?
Roll the damage. Make sure you target the creature if you can. Otherwise, I'll just short it. It's going to work. It will short its hit points.
I don't actually have a damage for magic missile.
It doesn't have a damage.
I mean,
bar.
I have a damage, but it's not a specific damage thing for magic missile. So if I just drop this on there,
Yes,
Nope, that
as
didn't
long as
work.
you're targeting them.
yeah. So control click on it.
Yes.
Yeah, control and then click.
Yeah. Yeah. It shows you're targeting the wraith now.
Oh, not anymore.
Uh,
There
Yeah.
you go.
There it is. There it is.
I mean,
11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. Mystical, magical, mystical damage.
I do not think it applied it.
No,
Shouldn't that
it
be
doesn't look
plus
like it
3?
did.
Doesn't it have a +1 or not in this edition?
Oh yeah, you are correct. It should be
So that would be
14 points of
14.
damage. Yep.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Oh,
That brings us to the end of the round. So if you guys want to reinitiate, go right ahead.
Oh, we do initiative again?
Do you have it? It should automatically throw.
Yeah,
unless-
it should automatically do it once Arvin passes his turn.
Oh,
I can't
okay. So
pass my
here.
turn, so
The only
it's
thing.
just-
well,
Yeah,
you
there it
can
goes,
set
round
to
8.
that.
What's that?
It may. There's an option where you can set it to random. It may not be set.
Oh,
that way, but you
I
can
didn't
to
set it.
automatically
I
do
didn't set it.
All right, so
So
we
go
will just
ahead.
roll.
Go
The
ahead
only
and roll.
thing people would have to do different is if they're going to attack with a weapon, that they would have to roll that weapon's initiative.
Right. Or the spell, either one.
All right.
Because a spell has a speed factor on it. Yeah, second edition, folks. Initiative is not as bad as first edition, but it does take into account a lot of things.
Hey.
Well, Odie, you're up first, and you've got this black stone sword. It's a little ungainly.
Round
Well,
2,
dude, it's a sword.
two-handing it. Yeah!
Okay.
I don't know what I'm rolling.
Just roll your attack roll for your hammer. Actually, no. Do you have weapon proficiency in sword?
A dagger is like a
No.
sword, right?
No.
Yeah, no. Oh.
Okay.
No.
So you are a warrior class
Under
though.
your skills tab, it'll show you
Yeah.
your weapon proficiency.
Yeah, I know. I don't have it.
Okay, so it's a -2 because you're using an unfamiliar weapon.
Okay. So D20 -2.
Yeah, you can just do it that way. That's fine.
Okay. Do I add strength or anything to that? No, I don't.
You
have
do.
a-
You add strength to it.
I don't have a to hit bonus though. With a 16 strength, really? That's weird. Okay. Wow. I rolled with the -2. It's an 11.
And 11. Okay. Well, yeah.
I'm
you're
gonna
just
re-roll.
miss. I was gonna say you
Wah.
want to use a reroll.
How
Okay.
about a 13 with any
13.
possible invisible magical bonuses?
A 13 will hit. You're gonna
Yes.
do against this creature with this blade. It's gonna do a D10 damage.
Wha?
6.
How about a
Not bad.
6 with a +1 damage from my strength score?
Okay. Yeah, that
7.
connects. It slices through the shadowy flesh, and you can see bits of it being torn away.
Oh wow.
Okay,
Do I get
that's
more than
that's
one
you, Odie.
attack, or?
I think you only get one. Well, this is an unskilled weapon, so you would only get one attack with it.
Perfect.
Yeah. So, Father Cedric, are you just going to continue to chant?
Yeah, I mean, it's important to me, so I gotta keep doing it.
Okay. I'm going to leave Bard on here because Bard is actually the mage that's with you, and he is going to try something. He pulls out a scroll. And a blazing light kind of leaps forth from his fingers and just kind of highlights the shadowy form of the creature that you've been attacking. And it burns. It kind of burns away into just dust and falls to the ground. And about that time, Father Cedric, you finish your blessing.
Oh, kitty. Blessing of the cat.
Oh no, don't look, buddy. As the monitor goes flying. Okay, things seem, there's less tension in the air. The shadowy form is gone, leaving you again with this field plate that you were seeing here with this bloodstone gem attached to a thick golden chain, again wearing this silver bracer of some sort. And again, the wall to your left, you see that glyph that's just painted onto a bit of stone there.
Cool. Can we pull the other swords out? Or did only this one was it?
If you want to go and check, two of the diagonals are affixed permanently, but the opposite diagonal to the one you pulled out does come off. They're unwieldy, like they're not great weapons. They are made of some kind of black stone. They're not weighted properly, but it seemed to do the trick against that creature.
Yeah, we should hold on to these, me and someone else who wants to hit something. Just in case. Maybe we can find someone to identify it later. I don't know. Seems cool. It hit something like a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Must be worth
Arvin,
money
are
in
you
my
going
book.
to loot the corpse? Take the bloodstone gem and the silver bracer?
Yes, I guess so.
Okay.
I mean, that's not why I was going over there to begin with, but hey.
Okay. Well, they did radiate magic.
Yeah.
Nothing about the armor does, just those two items do.
Oh, magical things.
Mm-hmm.
I say, it certainly was certainly worth several years of my life, I'm sure.
Yeah, you look down where the creature had touched you, and the skin is just blistered and bubbled. Again, in this game, that's just descriptive. You can heal hit points, you can heal the damage. But so we're at time, so we'll leave it there, where you guys have discovered that this is some hidden shrine to a brotherhood that was worshiping Hexter sometime in the past. We're not talking, like hundreds of years. We're talking maybe 5 years, a few years ago. The dogs that were below were likely puppies that were left on their own after some minor training. And don't forget, Odie, you have puppies. You've got, well, they're full dogs now. You got 3 lean hounds.
I love it. And they're trained. I love it.
They are trained, yes.
Do they know how to attack?
You made a good roll with it. You kind of, if you want to spend some time with them, which you don't necessarily have right now, but just as a player, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
They have some basic things they've been taught. They were puppies when they were kind of abandoned and left on their own. They can be trained further, but mostly they're defenders. Like, they'll watch over you as you sleep. They will warn you if things come by scent, by noise, that sort of thing.
So useful. Okay. Perfect. And yeah. Alright, I gotta figure out names by next week.
So Longshot GM is acting commentary on D&D V1 versus, I guess, V2, what we're playing now. We'll need to play a little bit more. And I definitely need to read through the rules a little bit more. Some things are more streamlined. I think some things are more difficult, but we'll talk about it after we've played a few sessions. But for now, Richard, you got anything? You going to play some? What are you playing on your stream right now? I missed it the last few times that you've done it.
Well, I was working my way through Marvel's Midnight Suns, which has been fun, Marvel-y type game that I have been doing. But I won't be back at that. I won't be back streaming until Friday at the earliest. And I would do a funny joke here, but I can't be bothered. So everybody set with me now.
Limited
time
off.
No doubt.
Wow. no vowels.
Barbershop
Yep.
Quartet. We are
Just like
not.
that.
We're not. Dion, you've been streaming a lot lately, and you just started a new series. Tell us about it.
Well, I have started the Legend of Dragoon game. It's a 4-disc series, and I'm already on disc 3. So, yeah, it's been a lot of fun, very enjoyable. It's a game I never actually got to play through, even though it was such
What's
an
the original
iconic
system
thing.
on that? Was that
PlayStation.
a Sega?
PlayStation.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like around the same time as Final Fantasy VII and all that. So, but yeah, it's pretty fun. Pretty fun. Been busting through that. Got a couple of events for GTA 5 roleplay coming up. Friends got a date night on Friday, so
That free world stuff looks so cool. They don't have a Mac version, so I'm just left in the cold for now. Bill, what's going on with the frogs?
Well, I'm still doing Lost City of Baracus. In fact, we got a session tomorrow. And I'm also running my Dwaro Deep game, both using swords and wizardry. So if you want to get involved in either game, hit me up.
Sounds good. And Oak, you playing after this?
Supposed to think our GM is feeling better. He had 103 degrees the last time, so should have a game tonight. And then Friday nights, midnight Central, and Saturday nights for Grimdark. We will start season 2, episode 1 this weekend. We had session 0 last Saturday.
Very cool. And if you found us, you know where we are, twitch.tv/SteamSteelMurder, but also follow the podcast, Blue Magic, BLUMAGIK.com. If for nothing else, all of our social links are on there for YouTube, MeWe, Twitch, Twitter, everything is on there, as well as over 13 years, almost 14 years now, of all kinds of RPG content that go back to the early days of everybody playing live games. Let me tell you. Yeah, it's good stuff there, though. Other than that, we are not playing, at least I'm not running this Friday. I've got a funeral to attend. So our BX game that would normally be Friday, we're going to play the following week. We should be fine for Saturday's Cyberpunk Red game. So that should be going on just fine. And Sunday is Shadowrun 2nd Edition. So catch us for that. Catch out our podcast stream. And hey, thanks everybody for watching. Good night, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
good night.
Have a good night.